EFF leader Julius Malema is about to deliver the opening address at the party's 4th annual plenum. The strategic planning meeting brings together members of the party's central command team, delegations from its provincial structures and regional command teams, the EFF Student Command, and members of Parliament and Provincial legislatures. And our reporter Samkele Maseko is there. Sam, good evening to you and welcome. What can you report?
Well, Iman, the EFF is holding their 4th plenum here at the Birchwood Hotel. They have set up this venue where those delegates coming from the various regional executives of the EFF in various regions, the various provincial structures as well, and the central command team, along with the EFF Student Command, they will be converging here today to deliberate on and chart the way for the political year ahead. You look at the issues being raised by various regional command teams of the EFF. You're looking at issues such as coalition governments, where the EFF today voted with minority parties, the ANC as well, in the city of Johannesburg in order to elect a new mayor of that economic hub of the country, the city of Johannesburg. You've also got motions of no confidence pending in Ekurhuleni against the speaker, against the chief whip, and also a pending vote of no confidence against the mayor, Tanya Campbell. And the EFF is looking at being an important player. You can also see the leadership of the EFF on my far left, which is the Secretary General of the EFF, Marshal Dlamini, alongside also the Treasurer General of the EFF and also the Deputy Secretary General of the EFF, and Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi as well, who are preparing for Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF, who will be delivering the address at this 4th plenum in about 20 minutes a month.
All right, so some activity there. It's not yet underway, as you can see in Samkele's background. But this is a big year. You talk about its role in coalition politics, and certainly in the city of Johannesburg, we see the effects of its influence here in the city in having a new mayor. When you think about the road ahead and its strategic direction for this year in the lead up to an election year, what's likely to come up as a central priority and strategic issue in those deliberations?
Well, Iman, what is clearly going to come up is their plan for this political year ahead. As you know, that this is effectively when political parties will be kickstarting their 2024 election campaign. We are going to try and pose those questions to the Secretary General of the EFF, Marshal Dlamini or Sinawa Tambo. We have been waiting for one of them to try and speak to them. They are a bit reluctant, saying that the stage is for the EFF president or leader, Julius Malema, to speak today. But they are effectively gearing up for the elections in 2024, and they will be using this year 2023 to lay the foundation to effectively campaign for 2024. Mr. Dlamini, this is your 4th plenum. What can South Africans look, and particularly your members across the country, with the deliberations that will take place here this weekend?
We're meeting here every year. The EFF sits and its structures from regions. The regional leadership is here, the provincial leadership is here, national leadership is here, the entire leadership of the Student Command, national, they are here. This is where we sit and plan for the year ahead, because as an organization, we can't just enter here without any clear plan. So that's what brought us here, to sit and deliberate the whole weekend on what we need to do. As we know that the EFF this year turns 10 years, so we're going to be dealing with that and taking stock of what the EFF has achieved for the last 10 years, looking back on the milestones, on our achievements, and where we need to improve, as we know that we're an organization that represents the interests of people of South Africa. That's what we're here to do, also to discuss and broader the issue of elections. We know that in 2024 an election, so that's what we're going to be tasked about as we're gathering here. But the President and Commander-in-Chief is here. We had the CCT, the Central Command Team meeting this morning, which looked at the work that we have done last year, and even accounting on the annual reports of what we have achieved last year. You know that we achieved the 1 million membership campaign that we have. This year we'll be dealing with a new campaign, and that's what we're going to be deliberating on. So we're starting today with opening the plenum, Tomorrow, the plenum continues the program. We're going to have different speakers that are going to come and join us on our program, and we'll finish on Sunday. We'll have commissions that are going to be dealing with elections and the other parts of building the organization, from governance to media and all those things. So we're all here. It's a planning meeting so that we are ready for 2023 to make sure that the EFF grows into greater heights.
Mr. Dlamini, when you look at what is currently taking place in the various municipalities in the country, in Johannesburg today, the new mayor was elected. You voted with the ANC and other minority parties in the city of Johannesburg. There are motions of no confidence planned for Ekurhuleni on the speaker, the chief whip, and ultimately the mayor. What is the EFF's game plan in these municipalities and these coalition governments?
Look, we are engaging different parties in the coalition government. Remember, we've always said that what is happening in municipalities, it was the decisions of the voters. It's the voters that voted, and then they said in South Africa we need majority of these municipalities where we need different parties, because the issue of one party, it has not developed this country. Majority of our people, they remain unemployed, landless, they remain excluded. So we are in the era of coalitions, and as we would know that from the after the announcement of the results in November 2021, we engaged in different discussions with different political parties in KZN and Gauteng. So it's an ongoing ongoing discussions. We discuss with everyone, including the minority parties in Joburg. Yes, that's what happened. They came to say, here's a minority party, we need to be able to work on it, and then we said, let us vote on the minority party. We keep trying. It's not an easy thing, this thing of coalitions, and it's a new phenomenon in South Africa in terms of running the municipalities. So we're a party that engages and listens. If it makes sense, we'll be able to deal with it. So we're going to do the same at Ekurhuleni and everywhere else where we get engaged. You know that we're coming from Tisobotla, where the ANC, they lost total control of that municipality. Even discussions are happening there. So we're engaged on different discussions. We're not agreed on one approach. As you know that in KZN it's a different approach. So we work with what suits, and we think it can be best representation of the people, and it can deliver the services to our people. So it's a different approach for different municipalities.
Question, Mr. Dlamini, the last one before we wrap. Are you going to be taking up MMC positions in Johannesburg and in Ekurhuleni with these new coalitions that are being formed? Are you effectively going into government in Gauteng?
Look, for now we voted for the minority party. There's going to be discussions, I think, as from tomorrow going forward, in terms of how to constitute the executive in Johannesburg. But the first interest is that they must make sense to us that we're getting into something that deliberately and intentionally is going to deliver services to our people. So we're going to listen with all the parties that said there to understand what is the thinking of the mayor and all the parties there. If it works on the best interest of our people, we'll be able to sit as an organization and take a decision whether to participate or not, because we've always taken that decision that as long as it's not in the interest of our people, we're going to stay on the side. But it's a new one now. It's a minority government. Previously it used to be ANC and DA, and we knew their thinking, that even if you work with them, we've seen their policies that they don't work to the benefit of a majority of our people, especially the black people in this country. They remain excluded, and they continue with the DA. It's always a priority of the minorities that they represent. With the ANC, it's always about them taking for their own families and the organization. It's never be about people. So it's going to be a different discussion with the minority party that is leading there, and then we'll take it from there.
So in essence, we are going into government in Johannesburg and in Ekurhuleni. That's the summary of what Mr. Dlamini, the Secretary General of the EFF, is saying, and the reconstitution of these local municipalities and the coalition governments that are coming to the fore, saying they are going to be using this plenum to plan for the political year ahead and effectively plan for the 2024 election.
Samkele, Maseko, thank you very much for the update. And as soon as we hear that the EFF's Commander-in-Chief is about to address the gathering, we will go there and bring you some of the highlights from that gathering.